up, everybody? I am Terry Schwartz, and I am here at Comic-Con with the mastermind, Wendy behind Arrow, and stars Willa and Paul. Thank you all for joining us today.
Of course.
Thanks for having
Now,
us.
we ended season 4 on sort of a sad note for Team Arrow. Team Arrow, as we know it, disbanded. Thea went her way, Quentin went his way. Are you guys sort of bumming on that as we come back into season 5, or do you think there's anything we can do to get the team back together while Oliver is mayor and it's sort of just him and Felicity right now?
I think everybody needed a moment to recover after that nuclear situation.
Yeah.
It's like, take 5, just going to have a cup of tea here for a minute. What
Yeah.
just happened?
In season 1, we had, 503 people die. Now this is like tens of thousands. It was a bit of a different scale, you could say.
It was.
So, we needed, to hit the Bahamas, relax a little bit, take off all the leather because it's a little too hot to wear in the tropics.
Yes, and also at Comic-Con.
Yeah, at Comic-Con, it's true. But yeah, the show is revolved around people getting together, fighting crime, doing the right thing. So there will always be a dynamic of that.
You guys have been back in production for a little bit. You can't tell us too much about season 5, but is there a sense of sort of recovery and coming back from, as you said, such a major moment for your characters?
Well, Wendy has said that the theme of this season is legacy, and I think it holds very, very true because it's redeeming all of the things that we have gone through in the last 4 years, as well as honoring all those that we've lost in the last 4 years, and then specifically also solidifying the 5 years that led Oliver to where he was and who he's become and all those things. So it's just kind of tying in all necessarily like loose ends, I guess, really, and just describing it. And
Yeah, it's an answer to season 1 in many respects, and the team will be, eventually everyone will be coming back together in some way, shape, or form. But like Willa said, it is about legacy, and so Oliver and Thea and Lance, everybody's going to be thinking about, what are they leaving behind and what have they been doing for the past 4 years.
And obviously, you're talking about an answer to season 1. One big way that we can answer season 1 is we're getting presumably the final season of Flashbacks.
Absolutely.
As season 5 catches up to where we met Oliver in season 1. What can you tease for the plan to that and how you're going to make those really integral to the story that you're telling in season 5?
We're doing a couple of things this season that are different than in years past. The first is we're going to Russia. That's no secret. We're all very excited about that. We're going to find out how Oliver became part of the Bratva and how he, essentially left the Bratva because he did end up coming back to Star City. And the second thing that we're going to be really exploring is that thematically the show the flashbacks will be tied in much more with the present day stories. And I think that will help give them just kind of more presence in the current character development that we're evolving as we go through the season.
Now, what can you tease of what we're going to get for villains this season? We know that Chad L. Coleman is joining the show, which is very exciting. But based on the character description, it almost seems like maybe he isn't our big bad. Maybe there's something else going on behind the scenes. So what can you say about that?
Well, I can say that we'll come back into Star City in season 5 with a lot of crime in the city. Oliver will be the mayor, and he'll have some success in terms of fighting that crime, and as a Green Arrow as well. But we're going to really go back to our roots and have a lot more villains of the week this year. Chad L. Coleman will be a big part of that. But you're not wrong that there will be other big players involved as well.
I'm also really excited to see, with Damien Dark, we just built up to this big point, and as you're saying, it's really growing in scope. What are the challenges for the writing team and for you guys as a cast too, to sort of not have it get too out of control and get too big and be about, world domination and still really feel grounded in Star City?
I think a big part of all of our characters individually is we've all had chances to grow in depthly over the last 4 years. So that's something that I think individually we get to focus on rather than all of the intense crime and all those big things that are happening inside the show. Like, obviously we're intertwined with the storyline, but as actors, our storyline is very much based off of what our characters are going through individually, instead of also just all the intense Damien Darkish,
Right.
Malcolm Merlin-y, new big baddie things that are going on.
I think that's one of the great assets of the show is that, no matter how whatever scope is going on in terms of story or action, that the writing very much will always concentrate and always go back to the characters, and their psychology and what they're trying to do in their lives to find happiness and peace. So there's always that depth of character that's alongside the story. So I think that's what gives it that extra sort of flavor, really. You know what I mean? It's not just like, oh, lots of big story things happening. It's like, wow, look at these guys. They're really, there's something going on there, you know? So it's a pleasure to work with that.
Now, before I let you guys go, we've talked about so many serious, dark, sad things. What's something we can get excited that's positive and happy and just really fun about season 5 this year?
Well, I think we're going to have some new team members, and one of them is going to be Echo Kellum as evolving into Mr. Terrific. And so I think having him in the bunker, and I think we're just.
Do I have to piggyback him again, like last year when we go chasing those bees? That was last year's biggest stunt, by the way.
That was a very comedic moment, yes.
Took one for the team there.
So Mr. Terrific is going to be terrific in season 5.
He's going to be
telling us.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
We're very
well,
excited.
we can't wait to see Arrow when it returns. We're definitely going to be keeping up all our coverage, so make sure you keep it here at IGN. And for all things Comic-Con, stay here with us.